In the previous episode, Wang Lin had fought a deadly opponent, a powerful cultivator named Lu Yun of the Heavenly Ghost Sect. Through a fierce struggle, Wang Lin destroyed the man's body and captured his origin soul, sealing it within a soul flag. Using the soul search spell, he tore through the man's memories, uncovering not only his secrets but also a mysterious crystal known as the Demon Crystal. From Lu Yun's stolen memories, Wang Lin learned of the terrifying competition that existed within the land of demon spirits, a place divided into 9 ancient countries, each harboring its own sealed ancient demon spirit. These powerful entities were not merely beasts but primordial forces, born of heaven and earth, waiting to be fused with those strong enough to claim them. Now, having gained new knowledge and the demon crystal itself, Wang Lin flies onward into the dawn, deeper into the perilous land, and toward the next stage of his fate. As Wang Lin soared across the horizon, the wind howled past his ears and the land stretched endlessly below. The memories of Lu Yun still rippled within his mind, unraveling fragments of hidden truth. The demon spirit land, Wang Lin murmured to himself, is divided into 9 great nations. Each holds an ancient demon spirit, a being formed by heaven and earth itself. He could almost see them, colossal, unseen creatures slumbering beneath the soil, their essence pulsing through the land. Lu Yun's memories spoke of them as treasures beyond compare. If one could fuse with such a being, their cultivation would soar, and, most incredible of all, they might enter a mysterious state known as the beginning of the soul. This beginning of the soul fascinated Wang Lin. In that state, a cultivator could comprehend the laws of the heavens with unimaginable clarity. But more than that, they could potentially create their own celestial spell, a divine art born from their very domain. Rumor has it, he thought, that even the ancient spells of the celestial realm were created in this same way. A flicker of light crossed his eyes. The allure of such power was enough to drive countless cultivators to madness. Yet, Lu Yun's memories also carried a grim truth. The number of those who had actually succeeded in fusing with an ancient demon spirit was painfully small. Across hundreds of thousands of years, and countless cycles of bloodshed, only 10 people had ever achieved it. The reason was simple: to claim an ancient demon, one must earn merit through battle and blood. Each nation's demon spirit was both symbol and guardian of its people. Only those who had performed great deeds, who had killed and survived through endless slaughter, could earn the right to even approach one. The locals could pray to these spirits but never fuse with them. Only foreigners, like Wang Lin, possessed that right, and that right came at a terrible cost. The demonic spiritual energy that flowed through every slain soul was the key. Without it, even if one stood before an ancient demon, fusion was impossible. Wang Lin's eyes turned cold. So, this explains the endless killings that occur every 5,000 years when outsiders arrive. They are forced to kill, or be killed. He exhaled slowly. Only by slaying others can I gather demonic spiritual energy, and only then can I compete. Flying like a streak of light, Wang Lin's divine sense swept across the landscape. He could feel his soul fragments nearby, but he was also pondering Lu Yun's last pieces of knowledge. Tens of thousands of years ago, a member of the Heavenly Ghost Sect had entered this same land. Though he failed to claim a demon spirit, he survived and recorded 5 centuries of experience before escaping, knowledge that Lu Yun inherited. That knowledge, now Wang Lin's, revealed a crucial strategy. To survive and grow, one must join a country as soon as possible. Each nation valued military exploits. Through these exploits, a cultivator could command demon soldiers and generals, forming a force under their name. This, Lu Yun believed, was the best way to gain power quickly. The closest one, Wang Lin muttered, scanning the distant mountains, is the Sky Demon Country. Lu Yun had once held a token for a demon general position there. Though it required 3 ranks of demonic spiritual energy to activate, Wang Lin opened his hand, summoning a dark crystal that pulsed faintly, the demon crystal taken from Lu Yun's dantian. Within it shimmered 2 ranks of energy, combined with the single rank he had previously absorbed. It now totaled 3. A faint smile appeared on his face. It seems Lu Yun's ambitions will now serve me. But then, something stirred within him, A single phrase from Lu Yun's memories echoed in his mind. Beginning of the soul. Beginning of the soul. Wang Lin halted midair, eyes widening. The phrase resonated deeply, stirring a long-buried memory. Shi Realm, he whispered. Could it be connected to the Shi Realm? His heart pounded. He remembered, in the Sea of Devils, beneath a plain, he had once found ancient texts describing 3 spiritual realms, Ji, Dao, and Shi. The Ji realm, which he had already attained, represented death. The Shi realm, by contrast, represented life. If the Ji realm allows spiritual energy to transform into divine sense, Wang Lin mused, then the Shi realm must allow divine sense to evolve into life itself, eternal, undying, creative life. He trembled at the thought. I cultivate the domain of life and death. If I could merge Ji and Shi together, death and life, would that not complete my domain? For a moment, he stood suspended in the sky, his eyes glowing like twin stars, bright enough to illuminate 10,000 feet around him. But then, he sighed softly and shook his head. Such thoughts are far beyond my current reach. Best not to dream too far. He set aside the idea and refocused his mind. With one step, his body vanished from sight, reappearing 5,000 kilometers away. The world blurred around him, vast and silent. Below, a wide plain stretched out. A faint crack in the earth caught his attention, long and narrow, half sealed by time and grass. Wang Lin descended, sensing something hidden below. Ghostly figures circled him, fragments of his primary souls, returning obediently to his call. He inhaled sharply, and they turned into wisps of black smoke, merging into his body, rejoining the billion soul flag that rested within his origin soul. Then, he turned toward the fissure in the earth. According to Lu Yun's memories, the Heavenly Ghost Sect practiced a terrifying art, summoning heavenly ghosts. Entities born of the void and refined with blood and souls over 49 years. Lu Yun had been given one by his master as protection, but the creature had betrayed him. Now, that same ghost was hiding in this crack, weak and vulnerable. Wang Lin's gaze sharpened. 2 streams of gray mist formed between his fingers and shot downward, curling like twin dragons. A shriek echoed from within the crevice, the ghost's desperate cry. It leapt out, lunging toward one of the gray streams. But Wang Lin's trap had already sprung. The mist exploded into countless glowing specks that surrounded the creature, binding it completely. The second stream struck, merging with the first, and in an instant, the heavenly ghost was engulfed in a net of gray light. Wang Lin watched silently as the creature struggled within the haze. His eyes glimmered with cold calculation. Whatever came next would decide not only the ghost's fate, but his next step deeper into the deadly heart of the demon spirit land. Wang Lin standing silently outside the massive crack in the ground, the hiding place of the treacherous heavenly ghost. His sharp eyes glimmer with resolve as he raises his hand and commands a single word. Collect. From within the crack, an enraged howl erupts. A beam of black light bursts out and lunges toward him with terrifying speed. Wang Lin immediately retreats, his expression cold and unyielding. In one swift motion, he summons the Soul Lasher, a whip crafted to wound souls directly. The whip lashes through the air, striking the heavenly ghost and forcing a pained, echoing scream from its ethereal form. The heavenly ghost is a creature of spirit, born without a physical body. The Soul Lasher's blows tear directly into its essence, making its rage intensify rather than fade. Ignoring the pain, the ghost charges forward again, its body leaving a trail of withering grass in its wake. Everything it touches turns lifeless and dry. Wang Lin stops retreating, his eyes narrow as he grips the whip firmly and lashes several times in rapid succession. Each strike resonates with the ghost's howls, until at last, the tortured spirit falters and turns to flee. Wang Lin knows this moment is crucial. If it escapes and recovers, it will become far stronger, perhaps even beyond his ability to capture. Without hesitation, he throws the Soul Lasher like a lightning bolt. But the ghost, desperate and cunning, spits out its life flame, a powerful green fire that represents its very existence. The emerald blaze engulfs the whip, burning with such heat that it doesn't harm flesh, it burns the soul itself. Even at a distance, Wang Lin feels the searing heat gnawing at his origin soul. Yet just when it seems the whip will be consumed, a brilliant golden light flashes from within the soul lasher. The green fire vanishes instantly, snuffed out as though crushed by a giant unseen hand. The heavenly ghost freezes in disbelief, its once fearsome form growing translucent and fragile. It lets out one final shriek of terror as its essence begins to scatter. Moving faster than thought, Wang Lin retrieves the whip with a flick of his hand. The weapon trembles before returning to his grasp. His brows furrow. That mysterious golden light. It wasn't part of the whip's power as he knew it. It had appeared for only an instant, yet its strength was immense, beyond comprehension. Looking toward the fading ghost, Wang Lin's eyes glint. He knows if he does nothing, it will dissipate completely, so he raises his hand and unfurls the 1 billion soul flag. Pulling the heavenly ghost inside, the strange environment within the flag halts its disintegration, allowing Wang Lin to preserve it for future use. Examining the whip, he notices something odd. Some of the whip's surface has peeled and curled, almost like a snake shedding its skin. It feels different now, sturdier, perhaps even alive. He wonders if the mysterious golden light triggered this transformation. For now, though, he stores the whip away and turns his gaze toward the distant valley. 3 days later, he returns to the valley he once protected. From afar, the barrier surrounding it glows faintly, pulsing with a powerful restrictive aura, a sign that the restriction flag he left behind is still functioning, protecting those within from the deadly waves of demonic spiritual energy. When Wang Lin appears inside the valley, the people there are startled. They are gathered around Ouyang Hua, their leader, who is addressing them. The moment Ouyang Hua spots Wang Lin, he immediately bows deeply. "I welcome your return, Supreme Celestial." His tone carries both awe and relief. The villagers look at Wang Lin with reverence and fear. They all assume the same thing, that Wang Lin has slain the other foreigner he had left with. To them, that can only mean their protector is unmatched. Wang Lin gives them only a few words. The deepest part of the valley is restricted. Do not go there. With that, he vanishes before their eyes, heading into the hidden depths of the valley. Behind him, Ouyang Hua enforces Wang Lin's command as sacred law. The villagers murmur but quickly fall silent. Ouyang Hua's tone grows fierce. Anyone who disobeys will be cast out to die alone. Then, in a sudden shift, he begins speaking passionately about the tribe's future. They must expand, grow stronger, take more territory. The people's blood boils with excitement. Whispers of war spread through the crowd. Meanwhile, in the secluded depths, Wang Lin sits cross-legged in meditation. His mind is sharp and calculating. To survive in the demon spirit land, one must have strength, a base of power, and above all, military achievements. Going straight to the ancient demon city would be dangerous. Lu Yun's memories had revealed that powerful figures, demon generals and cultivators who wielded demonic spiritual energy, filled the city. Facing them now would be unwise. Instead, Wang Lin formulates a plan. He will build his own force. Starting here in this valley, he will train the inhabitants, teach them spells, and turn them into an army loyal to him. Over time, they will become his foothold in this world, the roots from which his power will grow. The method he chooses is from his own sect, the long-lost soul refining sect. This sect once cultivated terrifying spells centered around capturing and controlling souls. Wang Lin decides to teach only the early stages, soul refining and soul extracting, keeping the most powerful technique, soul sealing, for himself. He takes out 2 jade slips and infuses them with divine sense, recording simplified incantations and methods for forging soul flags. Each disciple who refines a flag will gain strength through the souls they collect, but unbeknownst to them, Wang Lin embeds a fatal flaw in the method. Through this flaw, he can control every soul flag they create, ensuring that their power can never turn against him. Sitting alone in the dark cavern, the faint hum of energy surrounding him, Wang Lin's expression is calm and unreadable. His plan is in motion. What begins here, in this hidden valley, will be the rebirth of the soul refining sect. Wang Lin, after finishing his work with the spiritual jades, quietly spreads his divine sense across the valley. Without anyone noticing, he observes every villager, men, women, and children, and to his surprise, he discovers something remarkable. Almost all of them possess good spiritual talent, far better than his own when he first began cultivating. Although this realization fills him with a trace of regret, it also brings him satisfaction. True, there is no celestial spiritual energy here, but there is demonic spiritual energy. A thought arises in his heart. Perhaps, if these villagers use this demonic energy to cultivate the soul flag, they might gain benefits that others cannot. With this plan in mind, Wang Lin's divine sense locates Ouyang Hua, the elder of the valley, who at the time is planning attacks on nearby villages and searching for a better place to live. Wang Lin sends a single message into Ouyang Hua's mind, summoning him. Startled but respectful, Ouyang Hua quickly rushes to meet him. When he arrives, Wang Lin simply throws 2 pieces of jade toward him. Ouyang Hua catches them carefully, examines them, and his eyes widen in disbelief. Trembling, he asks, "Supreme Celestial, could these be demon jades?" Wang Lin replies calmly, "Demon jade, pretty much." From the memories he inherited, he knows that these jades were once called demon jades in the demon spirit land. Excited but embarrassed, Ouyang Hua admits that he only knows demon jade contains knowledge, he doesn't actually know how to read it. Wang Lin instructs him patiently, "Press 1 against your forehead and imagine yourself viewing inside it. If your mind is firm, you will see. If not, try again." Following his advice, Ouyang Hua sits cross-legged and tries again and again. But no matter how hard he focuses, he cannot glimpse the contents within. Wang Lin, though his eyes are closed, observes him carefully. He sees that Ouyang Hua possesses only a faint thread of demonic spiritual energy within his dantian. His meridians are blocked, his spiritual flow weak and restricted. Yet even that faint aura is what allows Ouyang Hua to control the valley's protective formation, a feat most villagers could never perform. After an hour of failure, Ouyang Hua lowers his head in bitterness. Then Wang Lin suddenly waves his hand, drawing him closer. With 2 fingers, he points directly at Ouyang Hua's dantian. Instantly, pain surges through Ouyang Hua's body. His face pales, sweat pours from his forehead, but he does not resist. Deep in his heart, he knows Wang Lin is not harming him. This must be a test. Or perhaps a blessing. Wang Lin slowly moves his finger upward, half an inch at a time. Each movement multiplies the pain. Ouyang Hua trembles violently, but endures. Finally, Wang Lin raises his hand from the dantian all the way to the forehead, channeling an invisible force through Ouyang Hua's body. A scream echoes across the valley. The villagers hear it, but none dare to come near. The laws of their tribe forbid them from interfering. Hours later, Ouyang Hua regains consciousness. When he opens his eyes, the entire world looks new to him. The grass, the sky, the walls, they are all the same, yet completely different. He feels reborn. Tears flow down his cheeks as he bows deeply before Wang Lin. "Thank you, Supreme Celestial," he says with trembling voice. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Wang Lin simply nods. "Now," he says, "try again. See if you can read what's inside the demon jade." Ouyang Hua presses the jade against his forehead once more, and this time, it works. The chant within the jade burns itself into his memory like fire. He can't believe it. His voice shakes as he reports, "Junior has seen it." Wang Lin nods again. He knows that the method he used to forcefully open Ouyang Hua's meridians is harsh and dangerous. It will cause damage in the long run, but it was the quickest way to grant him power. Then Wang Lin explains, "The chant inside is called soul refining. Listen carefully. I will explain it only once. When you've learned it, teach it to all the villagers." Ouyang Hua can hardly believe what he hears. In the demon spirit land, cultivation methods are treasures beyond imagination, monopolized by the few and powerful. For Wang Lin to share such a spell with a common villager is something unheard of. With emotion overflowing in his heart, Ouyang Hua bows low and says sincerely, "I, Ouyang Hua, will never forget what Supreme Celestial has done." Wang Lin patiently explains the fundamentals of the soul refining technique. Yang Hua listens as if memorizing divine scripture, his respect and devotion deepening with every word. When the lesson ends, he performs the ancient disciple's salute, kneeling and bowing 3 times, before departing to teach the others. Months pass. Under Yang Hua's guidance, the men of the village dedicate themselves to cultivation. He even halts all plans of war and expansion to focus solely on mastering the soul-refining spell. His talent allows him to progress quickly, and the villagers, though slower, also begin to make breakthroughs. Meanwhile, Wang Lin spends these 3 months studying 2 demon crystals he acquired earlier. Through his mastery, he eventually fuses them into a single, shimmering crystal, a rank 3 demon crystal. Its surface ripples with strange, tentacle-like patterns of demonic energy. When the fusion is complete, Wang Lin opens his mouth and swallows the crystal whole. Instantly, waves of demonic spiritual energy flood through his body. The energy cycles for an entire week before stabilizing. His aura changes drastically. The ethereal celestial presence that once surrounded him fades away, replaced by a thick, oppressive demonic energy. His eyes turn sharp and terrifying, eyes that could make anyone tremble at a glance. Yet even as he feels the surge of power, Wang Lin frowns. The demonic spiritual energy is strong. He murmurs, but still not enough. Even with all of this, I am only around the foundation establishment stage. With a thought, he suppresses all demonic energy within the crystal, returning his body to its calm, celestial state. The rapid shift between the 2 energies intrigues him deeply. This demonic energy, he says to himself, is truly fascinating. During those 3 months, Wang Lin also visits the villagers 3 times. Each time, he answers questions and guides their cultivation personally. The people come to see him not as a stranger, but as a divine protector. Their fear transforms into pure respect and gratitude. Among them, one person stands out, a young man who first led Wang Lin to this valley. His talent surpasses all others. In just 3 months, he reaches the 3rd stage of the soul refining technique, the stage where one must create their own soul flag. After months of guiding the villagers and deepening their cultivation, Wang Lin had already taught Yang Hua how to make the soul flag. Yet, the demon spirit land was barren of the precious materials normally used in the soul refining sect's methods. It was a land stripped of celestial treasures, a world where even simple cultivation resources were scarce. Realizing this, Wang Lin took time to carefully devise a solution. Using the limited materials around him, steel trees, beast skins, and certain demonic seals, he managed to craft a substitute version of the soul flag. It was crude, imperfect, and far weaker than the genuine kind. But it worked. This makeshift flag could seal up to 10 souls. And while its power could not compare to a true 100-soul flag, it had one unique advantage: a person could wield 10 of them at once. However, as always, Wang Lin was cautious. He secretly embedded a fatal flaw within the spell and the flag itself. A weakness known only to him. After all, he was the sole remaining person on planet Tian Yun who truly understood the ancient techniques of the soul refining sect. Once the method was perfected, Wang Lin imprinted it onto a jade slip and summoned 2 people, Yang Hua, the loyal elder, and 13, the young man who had once led him to this valley. 13 was no ordinary youth. From the very beginning, Wang Lin had sensed something special about him. His affinity with the soul refining sect's arts was astonishing. Even Du Tian, Wang Lin's old master, would have been shocked to see such a natural talent. When 13 stood before him, his eyes were filled with respect and excitement. The more he practiced the soul refining spell, the more he felt its vastness, its endless possibilities. In his heart, he could already imagine the hierarchy of power: 10 soul flags, 100 soul flags, 1,000 soul flags, even 10,000 soul flags. The mere thought of that power made his heart race. Yang Hua stood quietly beside him, full of reverence. Although he was still the elder of the valley, everyone now knew who the true master was. Wang Lin's influence had become absolute. Yang Hua respectfully reported, "Supreme Celestial, all 27 men of the village have begun cultivating the soul refining spell. Most have reached the 1st stage, though 6 are still struggling to begin." Wang Lin nodded calmly. For him, such results were more than satisfactory. Back on Suzaku, even achieving such widespread progress would have been seen as extraordinary. His gaze turned toward 13, and he could see the burning determination in the young man's eyes. Feeling Wang Lin's attention, 13 straightened his back and said, "Supreme Celestial, I've already reached the 3rd stage. Once I craft a soul flag, I'll be able to go out and capture soul fragments to seal within it." A faint smile appeared on Wang Lin's lips. With a simple motion of his hand, he summoned a piece of jade and tossed it to the young man. "The method for creating the new soul flag is inside. Learn it well." 13 caught it, pressed it to his forehead, and focused. After a few breaths, his entire body trembled with excitement. He bowed deeply, his voice trembling with emotion. "Thank you, Supreme Celestial." Wang Lin closed his eyes. "Go," he said softly. "Concentrate all your effort on creating the flag." 13 left immediately, eager to prove himself. Ouyang Hua hesitated, glancing at the remaining jade slip. Wang Lin, noticing his hesitation, said calmly, "You too should learn. You've already reached the 3rd stage. Once you've crafted a flag, your strength will grow considerably." Relieved, Ouyang Hua bowed deeply, pressed the jade to his forehead, and memorized its contents. Before leaving, he informed Wang Lin of his plan. "Supreme Celestial, when 13 and I have both succeeded in crafting our soul flags, I intend to lead an attack against a cave 500 kilometers away. There's another tribe there, about 50 people strong." Wang Lin's expression didn't change. "Do as you wish," he said simply. Word of this plan soon spread throughout the valley. For the villagers, this was a major event, their first large-scale battle. Even though the enemy tribe was larger, their new cultivation techniques gave them confidence. Over the next month, the entire valley pulsed with determination. The men trained tirelessly. 13, especially, devoted himself fully to crafting the soul flag. After 3 failed attempts, he finally succeeded. When he emerged, holding the small 7-inch flag, excitement swept through the valley. Everyone gathered around him, gazing at the flag like it was a divine artifact. 13's heart swelled with pride. Ouyang Hua watched silently from the side, a faint smile on his face. He himself had already succeeded in making a flag days earlier but chose not to show it. Allowing the young man to shine, Ouyang Hua knew his time was passing. The future belonged to 13. As the crowd admired the flag, someone called out, "13, the flag is useless until you've sealed a soul fragment inside. When will you do it?" 13 smirked proudly. "Who says I haven't?" he replied. "Watch closely." Forming a hand seal, demonic energy gathered at his fingertip. Glowing faintly green, he pointed at the flag. And suddenly, black smoke surged out. It coalesced into the form of a great beast, a lion with wings. The lion let out a thunderous roar that shook the air. Everyone gasped in shock. Even Ouyang Hua narrowed his eyes in astonishment. 13 shouted, "Attack!" The lion spirit lunged forward and crashed into a stone wall. The impact left cracks in the rock, but the soul fragment remained unscathed. The villagers cheered, their admiration blazing. Pride filled 13's chest. He had found the creature deep in the forest, mortally wounded and dying. Taking a risk, he used the soul refining spell on it. After several attempts, he succeeded, sealing its spirit inside the flag. Raising the flag, he called out, "Return!" But instead of obeying, the lion turned its crimson eyes toward 13. Filled with hatred, with a roar, it charged, not at the wall, but at him. Panic seized the crowd. 13's face went pale as he frantically waved the flag again. "Return! Obey me!" The lion ignored him completely. Its killing intent surged like a storm. Everyone scattered. Ouyang Hua gritted his teeth and stepped forward. Summoning his own soul flag, a flash of green light appeared, and a small bird-like spirit flew out to intercept the lion. The lion roared, unleashing a shockwave that sent the bird reeling. In the next instant, the lion's jaws opened wide. Rushing straight toward 13, he was frozen, unable to move, his body locked in fear and some unseen force. Just as the lion's bloody mouth was about to close around him, a cold, commanding voice echoed through the valley. Damned beast! You dare! The words rolled like thunder. 13's eyes widened in relief. Supreme Celestial, save me, he shouted desperately. The lion froze midair. Its body trembled violently under the invisible pressure of that voice. It wasn't strength that stopped it, it was terror. Wang Lin's will alone suppressed it completely. With one step, Wang Lin emerged from the valley, walking into the air as if crossing invisible steps. The moment his presence filled the sky, the lion's soul spirit collapsed to its knees. Trembling, all the viciousness vanished, replaced by pure fear. Before everyone's eyes, the mighty lion lay flat on the ground, submissive like a tamed beast. The villagers were utterly stunned. Even Ouyang Hua, who had seen much in his lifetime, felt awe and reverence surge within him. In that instant, every soul in the valley understood. Their Supreme Celestial was no ordinary being. He was power incarnate. 13 stared at Wang Lin, his eyes burning with respect and devotion. He had seen what true strength meant. And while the villagers whispered in astonishment, only Wang Lin knew the truth behind it all, the reason the lion soul had bowed in terror. Every soul flag, every spell the villagers learned from him, contained the flaw he had secretly woven into it. Through that flaw, every soul sealed by his disciples could be controlled by Wang Lin alone. In the quiet valley, a chilling wind stirred as Wang Lin lowered his hand, his cold eyes reflecting the flicker of power he had just unleashed. Before him, the shadow of the great lion twisted violently, roaring in defiance one last time before its form shattered into a streak of black smoke. The dark mist coiled through the air, vanishing into 13's soul flag, where it was sealed away forever. This beast, Wang Lin said calmly, his tone cold and distant, as barely passable as the primary soul for your 10 soul flag. But remember, there are no tricks in the art of soul refining. You were able to seal it, yet it resisted you. Let this be your lesson. Without another glance, Wang Lin turned and disappeared into the depths of the valley, leaving 13 standing alone, face filled with shame, clutching the flag that still pulsed faintly with the trapped lion's soul. Days turned to weeks, and soon, a full month passed. The quiet routine of the village broke one night when all the men silently gathered and disappeared into the darkness. Their mission was clear: attack, conquer, and return victorious. Ouyang Hua and 13 led the charge, guiding their warriors toward the enemy's cave. Wang Lin did not follow. He neither watched through his divine sense nor interfered. This was their trial. Success would prove their worth. Failure would mean they were unfit to remain under his guidance. In that case, he would leave for the ancient demon city and seek another path forward. 5 days later, while Wang Lin cultivated in the valley's depths, his eyes suddenly opened. The sound of chaos echoed faintly in the distance, the noise of many feet and heavy breathing. When his divine sense swept outward, he saw a long, winding line of people making their way toward the valley. These were not villagers. Their faces were pale and filled with fear. Men and women alike, all in their prime, bound together with thick ropes, 7 to a line, each group carrying a long log tied to their wrists as they stumbled forward. At the front, Ouyang Hua walked proudly despite the bloodstains covering him. His face was pale with exhaustion, yet his eyes shone with excitement. Along the sides, villagers shouted and struck at the captives, forcing them to move faster. At the very end of the line walked 13. His aura had changed. Gone was the arrogant youth from before. In his place stood a man calm, steady, and firm. Determination radiated from him, and those nearby looked upon him with respect and fear. During the battle, 13 had proven himself. Working alongside Ouyang Hua, they bypassed the enemy formation and struck deep into their camp. The battle was brutal, but 13 summoned his lion. The same soul beast Wang Lin had helped him refine, and before the eyes of the enemy, he devoured their elder whole. Right then and there, 13 performed the soul refining spell, sealing the elder's soul into his flag. Ouyang Hua had been no less ruthless, capturing and refining the souls of the fallen. Their actions shattered the enemy's will. Victory came swiftly, and now, their captives were trophies of conquest. When they arrived in the valley, the women of the tribe moved swiftly. as if this grim scene was routine. From their huts, they brought out buckets filled with a bubbling green liquid that gave off a foul, nauseating smell. Each prisoner's head was forced down, and they were made to drink from the buckets. As the liquid slid down their throats, confusion replaced fear in their eyes. Then, villagers leaned close, whispering softly into their ears. From his chamber deep within the valley, Wang Lin observed through divine sense. His expression calm. He recognized this ritual from the memories he had taken from Lu Yun. This was how small tribes in the demon spirit land survived, by turning their captives into their own. The so-called memory wiping soup erased the drinkers' memories, allowing the tribe to reshape their minds with new identities. To Wang Lin, it was crude magic, far weaker than even the simplest charm spell, but for these tribes, it was enough. Soon, Ouyang Hua approached Wang Lin, bowing deeply from a distance. Junior Ouyang Hua greets the Supreme Celestial. At Wang Lin's faint nod, Ouyang Hua stepped forward and presented a rough black stone. This was found in the enemy's cave. Supreme Celestial, a demon crystal. Wang Lin's eyes flickered with interest. With a light motion of his hand, the stone flew from Ouyang Hua's palm. He examined it briefly, then squeezed. The outer shell cracked apart, revealing a small black gem the size of his thumb. A rank 2 demon crystal, he murmured, and then, without hesitation, swallowed it whole. Power rippled through him as the crystal merged with his own inner demon core, raising its rank once more. Satisfied, he reached into his bag of holding and took out a jade slip. After a quick scan with his divine sense, he tossed it to Ouyang Hua. You have earned the 4th stage of the soul refining chant, Wang Lin said coldly. Remember, do not share it with anyone. If you do, I will take everything back. Ouyang Hua bowed deeply, barely able to contain his excitement, and hurried away. When he was gone, Wang Lin's eyes glowed faintly. It seems my choice was right, he whispered. As the village grows and absorbs more tribes, the number of demon crystals will multiply. And as more people cultivate the soul refining spell, my collection of soul fragments will grow ever larger. Indeed, every fragment of soul refined by the villagers was connected to him. With but a single thought, he could call them all back, merging them into his great artifact, the 1 billion soul flag. When that time came, its full might would return. Under his guidance, the village flourished. The population had tripled. Men and women alike cultivated the soul refining spell day and night. The air itself thrummed with spiritual energy and killing intent. Even the women, once forbidden to cultivate, now trained fiercely after Wang Lin rebuked Ouyang Hua for his short-sightedness. Soon, the valley was filled with cultivators, hunters of souls and seekers of strength. Half a year passed, new flags were forged, and battles erupted beyond the valley. 13 himself refined 7 flags, though only 2 carried primary souls. Others followed his example, each striving to earn the higher chance that only Wang Lin could grant. Merit became the new law of the land. To earn the 4th stage chant, one had to either bring back demon crystals, discover signs of foreigners, or craft 10 soul flags, 4 of which needed primary souls. None but Ouyang Hua had succeeded so far. Ambition burned like wildfire. Voices rose, calling for more raids, more conquests. Only by attacking other tribes could they claim the souls and crystals they needed. And so, the valley once quiet with the sounds of wind and insects, now pulsed with the rhythm of war. When the next crusade began, men and women alike joined the fight. Divided into 3 groups, they marched toward 3 different tribes, each seeking power, glory, and the rewards promised by their Supreme Celestial. No one in the demon spirit land noticed this rising storm, a force quietly growing in the wastelands. None of the other foreigners who entered this world chose to live among the tribes as Wang Lin had. They had gone to cities and kingdoms, fighting for glory, chasing ancient demons through 5 centuries of bloodshed. But in this forgotten valley, under Wang Lin's silent gaze, an army of soul refiners was being born, their strength feeding a single man's plan to restore the might of the 1 billion soul flag. And as the cries of battle echoed once more beyond the valley walls, Wang Lin sat in meditation, his eyes closed, waiting, patient, and ever calculating, as the cycle of conquest began anew. And so, in this episode, Wang Lin's quiet valley transformed into something far more dangerous. What began as a humble tribe hidden in the wastelands was now turning into a growing force of cultivators, ruthless, disciplined, and bound together by the soul-refining spell he had taught them. Through his guidance, the villagers learned to fight, conquer, and refine the souls of their enemies. Yet what they did not realize was that every soul they refined, every fragment they gathered, was secretly feeding Wang Lin's grand design. He was patiently rebuilding the terrifying artifact known as the 1 billion soul flag, a weapon of unimaginable power that once shook entire worlds. The new system of merit he created, rewarding those who brought back demon crystals or primary souls, wasn't just a way to strengthen the tribe. It was his method of accelerating their cultivation so that he could harvest their progress at the right moment. At the same time, this episode reveals how quickly ambition spreads among mortals. The once peaceful villagers, after tasting power and victory, now craved more. Men and women alike took up arms. No longer content to survive, they wanted dominance, glory, and higher chance of cultivation. Wang Lin, ever calm and calculating, allowed this hunger to grow, because their greed served his purpose. Every raid, every soul refined, and every life taken only brought him closer to restoring his strength. In the broader world of the demon spirit land, no one noticed this small tribe's rise. All eyes were on the great wars between nations and the bloodshed caused by other foreigners. But in the shadow of those distant conflicts, a hidden storm was forming, one that would soon shake even the ancient cities. In the end, episode 111 marks the beginning of Wang Lin's quiet empire. His power was no longer measured by his own cultivation alone, but by the thousands of souls being refined under his command. The village had become his instrument, a living machine that would one day fuel the revival of the 1 billion soul flag. And with it, the return of a power feared across the heavens.